I am Dr. Sanjeev Agarwal, Senior Consultant Interventional Cardiologist at Fortis Malhar Hospital, Chennai. I did my cardiology training from CMC Vellore way back in 1990. After that, I spent a couple of years in Australia and United Kingdom to gain rich experience in the field of interventional cardiology. And from 96, I am practicing in Chennai as a senior consultant interventional cardiology. There is a common doubt lot of people have as to why somebody gets a heart attack, and is there anything we can do to prevent the heart attack. See, one thing we have to realize that there is no single factor which is responsible for heart attack. We can even see the patients who do not have any risk factor and develop heart attack. As I was talking to you, there is no single factor which can lead to heart attack. There are so many patients who do not have any reason why they develop heart attack. However, there are certain conditions. If these conditions are there, these diseases or conditions are there, then the chances of that person to develop the heart attack increases compared to the people who do not have these kind of conditions or these diseases. One of the common disease which can lead to increased chances of heart attack or coronary heart disease is a metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome develops in the patients in whom their body has a resistance to the insulin. Therefore, there are higher levels of insulin in the circulating in their blood. As a result of this, these patients develop obesity, that is, they are overweight, and also develop diabetes, hypertension. All these three things develop because of the metabolic syndrome. As we know that patients who have high blood pressure, they have almost 3 to 6 times higher incidence of coronary artery disease and a heart attack. In addition to the heart attack, they also have a higher chances of developing the heart failure, kidney failure, and developing the strokes. Therefore, we should do all possible to reduce the blood pressure. The blood pressure can be reduced by reducing the weight, by doing the physical activity, doing some exercises, reducing the salt intake, trying to relax, do the meditation, and in spite of all these things, if the blood pressure is not controlled, then we should put the patients on the medications which will help reduce the blood pressure. Patients should be periodically monitored to achieve the blood pressure reading below 130/90, that is 130 systolic and 90 diastolic. That should be our target or our aim trying to treat these patients. The second condition, which is diabetes. South India is the diabetic capital of world. Almost the incidence or prevalence of diabetes we can say is 30 to 40%. That is 1 out of 3 people will be having a diabetes. Diabetes is a metabolic disease which not only again affects the heart but can affect our eyes, can affect our nerves, can affect our kidneys. The blockage which develops in diabetic patients, they tend to have a diffuse disease and have a smaller blood vessels in size, leading to a higher incidence of heart attack. Any treatment with the diabetic in patients who have diabetes have a lesser success rate as compared to the patients who do not have diabetes. That is, the risk of mortality or dying is higher in diabetic patients after the heart attack. The risk or success rate is lower in angioplasty and stent implants in diabetic patients compared to the non-diabetic patients. Even with the bypass, the success rate with the diabetic patient is little lower as compared to the angioplasty. However, it is observed that patients who are chronically diabetic, they do better with the bypass surgery as compared to the angioplasty, especially if they have developed multiple blocks. That is, if they have multivessel disease and diabetes then surgery may be a preferable option as compared to the angioplasty. Angioplasty can certainly be done in diabetic patients with hypertension. I am not saying that diabetic patients do not benefit with angioplasty. Definitely the diabetic patients without angioplasty and with the angioplasty they will do definitely better compared to leaving them on medications. Compared to the bypass surgery, compared to the angioplasty, bypass surgery will have a better results in diabetic, especially if they have multivessel disease. 1% increase in the HbA1c. The target HbA1c in diabetic patients should be around 7. So 1% increase in the HbA1c can increase the risk of cardiac complications and events almost by 10%. So we can realize that the stricter control of diabetes is so much more important in avoiding or reducing the risk of coronary artery disease in diabetic patients. Again, for diabetes, a good diet which is high in complex carbohydrate, not simple carbohydrate, less in saturated fats, less in animal fat and low in sugar is better. Regular physical exercise is very important in controlling diabetes and reducing the risk of coronary artery disease. After that, if the diabetes is not controlled adequately, we should then put these patients on medications which your doctor will decide depending on the level of the sugar and how much is your insulin secretion in your body and various other factors. He will take into consideration and decide the diabetic medicines. Regular control and regular checkup of your blood sugars are very important to know that your sugar remains in expected control levels, that is your HbA1c is less than 7%. This metabolic syndrome can also lead to obesity. Obesity increases the vascular resistance. The vascular resistance is afterload which is increased and therefore it puts more stress on the heart. It can also lead to hypertension, it can lead to diabetes, insulin resistance, diabetes, and that is why combined diabetes, hypertension and obesity is a metabolic syndrome which increases the risk of coronary artery disease. To avoid obesity, one should avoid food which is very rich in calories, which we call it as empty calories. We should avoid this kind of food. We should avoid the the snacks which are high, which are very deeply fried food, that kind of a thing we should avoid, and a regular exercise will help to reduce the weight. The next risk factor is smoking. Some people feel that they are smoking 3 or 4 cigarettes, so it is all right. However, smoking is dangerous. Smoking has 2 important factors which can lead to heart disease. One is it releases the nicotine. Nicotine can cause release of adrenaline. Adrenaline can increase the blood pressure. It can increase the injury to our endothelium and therefore it will lead to the blockage formation. Smoking also has carbon monoxide. The carbon monoxide and the carbon particles which are inhaled not only damage the lung, but it also leads to development of blockages. Many patients who have blockages, their plaque which was stable will rupture after smoking. Therefore, one should stop smoking immediately and not say that I will reduce and gradually stop the smoking. It is better to stop the smoking completely and do not start the smoking again even after your treatment is done for the heart disease and you feel better. Nowadays, all of us are trying to achieve a lot of things in a very short period of time, and that has led to increase in the stress. If you see that younger and younger people are now developing heart attack. Previously, 20 years back when I was practicing, to see a person below 30 or 35 years of age having a heart attack or a coronary artery disease was very uncommon. But in our hospital now, every month we see a couple of patients or 2 or 3 patients below the age of 25, 30 or 35 coming with a major heart attack. And this is entirely, or at least mainly related to our stress. The stress levels increases again release of adrenaline, and that leads to development of hypertension. It leads to damage to our endothelium and leads to block formation. It can lead to rupture of a plaque and lead to a major heart attack. The people who are very stressed also do not find time to exercise because they are trying to achieve too many things in too short period of time. So they compromise on a healthy diet, they compromise on a healthy living, they compromise on relaxation, they compromise on their exercise, try to achieve their things at the cost of heart attack, their health, and sometimes their life also. Thank you.